Would you please do a video on 107 top facts of Transformers animated? I would be so pleased.
In 1984, Transformers stormed the cartoon scene and won over fans all over the globe. Ever since, there have been countless shows, movies, toys, and games. I'm Corey at Frederator, and we're asking, do you think you know everything there is to know about Megatron, Optimus Prime, and the rest of the robot gang? Well, think again. There's so much more to this beloved franchise than meets the eye. So get ready, because Cartoon Hangover is counting down the 107 facts you should know about Transformers. Let's get started. Number 1. The original Transformers show, aptly named the Transformers, aired from 1984 to 1987, and the popular comic book was released at the same time. Number 2. The inspiration behind the Transformers franchise came from a Japanese spin on G.I. Joe called Henshin Cyborg, which was produced by the Takara Toy Company in 1972 after they acquired the rights from Hasbro. Number 3. Henshin Cyborg evolved into the Microman series, which developed a spin-off in 1980 called Diaclone, containing 2 early recognizable Transformer designs, Sunstreaker and my personal favorite, Ironhide. Number 4. In 1983 came New Microman and the Micro Change line, featuring robots that transformed into everyday household objects. The Walther P-38 gun robo, resembling a handgun, became the evil Megatron, while Cassette Man became Soundwave. Number 5. Later that year, Hasbro attended the Tokyo Toy Convention and bought the rights to sell the Micro Change and Diaclone series in the US, combining the two under the Transformers name. Number 6. Marvel writer Bob Budiansky is responsible for creating most of the Transformers mythos, plot, and character profiles for the first several years of the franchise. Number 7. Creative director Jay Bacall actually came up with the Transformers title. The name did not take off at first and originally was laughed at by the studio. Number 8. Jay Bacall is the son of famous madman Joe Bacall, the founding partner of Griffin Bacall Advertising. The agency went under in 2001, shortly after losing Hasbro their top account. Number 9. The series in Japan was entitled Fight! Super Robot Life Forms Transformers, which is great. That is arguably better. There's so many good words there. Number 10. There was actually no writer's room for the Transformers. The writers completed their scripts on their own accord and left the burden of continuity for the story editor. Number 11. None of the writers even collaborated on the story outside of an occasional meeting. Therefore, no intention was made on developing a definitive season arc for the show. Number 12. Most of the writers on the show also wrote for G.I. Joe and admittedly recycled plots between the two series. The Transformers episode entitled Autobot is a recycled plot from the G.I. Joe episode Cold Snake, where teenagers are getting brainwashed at nightclubs. Number 13. Originally, Hasbro thought the name Megatron was too scary for kids, until writer Budiansky convinced them otherwise. Number 14. Producers Jay Bacall and Tom Griffin recruited writer-story editor Flint Dill to give Transformers more of an edge. According to Flint, Hasbro had loose policies on violence in their cartoons because it helped sell the toys. Number 15. Several Transformers characteristics were inspired by famous icons in pulp culture, such as Ratchet, who was based off of Nurse Ratchet from the classic film One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Number 16. Ratchet was originally written as a female and is one of the first character profiles created by Flint Dill for the cartoon. Hasbro immediately rejected the profile, claiming they wanted male robots only because Transformers was a boys' line. Number 17. Some of the original concept art done by Floro Derry depicts Unicron being orbited by a smaller, similar-looking moon. This design can also be seen in some of the earlier prototypes of the toy, but unfortunately, the design never made it to the production line. Number 18. According to the cartoon, the Transformers were created by an alien race called the Quintessons, who ruled Cybertron using it as a factory planet for robot production. Eventually, the robots developed emotion, and it wasn't long before they revolted against their creators, overthrowing the planet in an attempt to live a peaceful existence. Number 19. Autobots and Decepticons were created as slaves. Autobots were consumer goods built for factory work, while the Decepticons were built for military warfare for the Quintessons. Number 20. Autobots originally developed their shape-shifting abilities during the War of Cybertron. It was an attempt to gain stealth advantages over the Decepticons, but eventually they caught on. Number 21. The Autobots befriend a human Witwicky male in every version of the Generation 1 story. It was Spike Witwicky in the cartoon, Buster in the comics, and of course Sam Witwicky in the recent Michael Bay films. Number 22. The Transformers premiered in the US on September 17, 1984, and in Japan a year later on July 6, 1985. Number 23. The show's opening intro had a runtime of 35 seconds in America, with a closing credits running about 40. The Japanese intro lasted about a minute and a half for both opening and closing credits because of the culture's obsession with pop music. Number 24. In 1984, Jetfire was the center center of legal conflict, forcing Hasbro to change his name to Skyfire. Hasbro purchased the model of the figure for the Jetfire character from the Takatoku-produced line of Super Valkyrie fighter toys, but the company ran into some legal trouble when Takatoku was bought out. Number 25. Grimlock, the Dinobot, made his toy debut in 1985. The design was unique because it was the first toy to feature clear plastic parts along the metal-looking ones. Number 26. Early on in the show's success, Budiansky declared that all Transformers were genderless, till the 1985 movie when Hasbro suddenly gained interest in a female character to broaden their audience. Number 27. There was a real-life gang called the Decepticons based in Brooklyn during the 80s. They would steal money from children, and their leader was nicknamed Megatron. Number 28. The first Transformer to appear in the original animated cartoon was Wheeljack, who had his first live-action role in Dark of the Moon. Number 29. Flint Dille and Jay Bacall wrote a rejected version of the 1986 film entitled The Secret of Cybertron that reveals Primus is actually Unicron's brother. Number 30. The 1986 Transformers movie script was hammered out in just a short 24-hour meeting. Number 31. Ron Friedman retains sole credit for the 1986 screenplay, despite the fact several writers actually contributed to the final draft of the film. Number 32. The 1986 movie script was heavily influenced by Star Wars. In fact, RC was modeled after Princess Leia, hair buns and all. Number 33. The 1986 Transformers movie, imaginatively named The Transformers the Movie, had a star-studded cast including renowned actors like Orson Welles and Leonard Nimoy. Number 34. The 1986 movie also had a record holder among the cast. John Mushida Jr., who voiced Blur, was in the Guinness Book of World Records for being the fastest talking man.
When I wrote the calibers just indicated by the presence of pool tape in your community, like my friends right here say to.
Number 35. The original 1986 film had cursing.
Oh shit, what are we gonna do now?
Number 36. The real purpose of the film was to introduce Hasbro's new line of Transformers toys by eliminating the old, which meant killing off beloved characters in the franchise, such as Optimus Prime or Starscream. Number 37. The scene featuring the infamous death of Optimus Prime was written by Flint Dille and modeled after John Wayne's death in the 1960s classic The Alamo. Number 38. Originally, Frank Miller met with Flint Dille while he was brainstorming for Optimus Prime's death scene. Frank Miller suggested that Flint model the death after 300 Spartans. Number 39. Peter Cullen modeled the voice of Optimus Prime off his brother Larry, who was a Marine captain and Vietnam veteran.
Hey everyone, taking a quick break to let you know that Fly Catbug Fly, the video game where you play as Catbug from Bravest Warriors, is now completely free. Customize Catbug with tons of cool outfits and costumes and see how far you can fly. Available for iOS, Android, and Google Play. And with that, back to Transformers facts.
Number 40. Frank Welker, who voiced Megatron, provided sound effects for Ravage, Soundwave's Panther. Michael Bay actually reused those very same sound effects for the 2007 movie. Fact 41. Brad Garrett, the voice of Trypticon, plays Robert Barone on Everybody Loves Raymond. Fact 42. Starscream was voiced by Chris Latta, who also voiced the evil Cobra Commander in G.I. Joe. Yet more similarities. Number 43. Technically, Megatron is responsible for the creation of Optimus Prime. When Megatron shot down a worker bot named Orion Pax, Alpha Trion, the oldest Autobot, quickly rebuilt Orion as a war machine fit to face the Decepticons. Number 44. The Autobots bravely left their home planet in search of a new power source after the war on Cybertron depleted them of Energon. Immediately, the Decepticons chased after them, commencing in intergalactic combat with the Autobots, causing the two races to accidentally crash land on Earth and fall dormant for about 4 million years. Number 45. After years of silence, a volcano quake reactivated the ship's supercomputer, Teletran 1. Teletran 1 immediately began repairing the damaged Autobots and Decepticons, causing them to awaken and reemerge in 1984. Number 46. When Teletran 1 awoke and probed the Earth to scan for its inhabitants, the Transformers mistakenly took our mechanical technology for living Earth beings. Number 47. In the Japanese version of the show, there was a voiceover narrator that explained everything that happened scene by scene. This is because of the complex storyline. They actually feared the show would be too complicated for children. Number 48. The writers planned from the very beginning to have the leadership matrix passed down to Rodimus Prime, and Megatron reformed into Galvatron. Number 49. Optimus Prime has died over 25 times in different mediums. Wow, that's rough, buddy. Keep on going. Number 50. The very first death of Optimus was featured in a Marvel comic. It was an assisted suicide over an arcade game when he failed to save in-game civilians. You gotta give it to him, the truck is all heart. Number 51. Transformers are capable of several types of reproduction, including one asexual means called budding, in which a new Transformer is formed inside an old one. Number 52. Transformers do have gender identities. According to certain versions of Wheelie's past, they are also capable of romance and having children too. Number 53. The series was riddled with animation errors, including mixed match colors, voices interchanging, and whole limbs even disappearing. Number 54. Generation 1 Transformer toys came with a proof of authenticity due to all of the transformable robot toys that were on the market. Each toy had a rub sign on the label that revealed if your toy was an Autobot or a Decepticon. Could be nice if people had a rub sign that said if they were a nice guy or a jerk. Number 55. There was notorious scaling issues throughout Generation 1 cartoons as well as the toy line, the most iconic of which was Megatron's shrinking gun transformation in the cartoon. Number 56. Comic book legend Steve Gerber, creator of Howard the Duck, took over as story editor for the Transformers in Season 3. Number 57. There's a Japanese exclusive episode entitled Scramble City that bridges the gap between Season 2 and 3. It served in place of the 1986 movie, which didn't release in their country until 3 years later. Number 58. Unicron is a transformer the size of a planet that many people want to see in the next Transformer movie. It is unclear whether or not he will make it to the live-action film series. Number 59. The show, Transformers Armada, centered around minicons, which are human-sized robots, and not, unfortunately, just really small con artists. Number 60. There are several subgroups of Transformers possessing unique capabilities, such as the Dinobots, introduced in 84, or Constructicons. Number 61. Cultural differences affected how characters were portrayed in the show internationally. For instance, once the Japanese took over writing, they reimagined RC, the female warrior, as a secretary, which is just ridiculous. RC is badass and warrior-like. Number 62. Despite individual intelligence of the robots, the combined form is usually simple-minded, only able to act upon what all robots agree upon simultaneously. Number 63. After Season 3 ended in 1987, Japan continued the series with Headmasters and Transformers, Super God Master Force, which introduced human drivers to the Transformers universe. Number 64. Plans for an official Season 4 were scrapped. Instead, the US had a 4-part miniseries called The Rebirth, which introduced America to the Headmasters. Number 65. There were original plans for an official Season 4 featuring the Quintessons, teaming up with Unicron's head, but nothing more than generalized ideas were pitched. Number 66. The Transformer universe is full of fascinating machines, including Omega Supreme, a powerful Autobot who could turn into a tank, rocket base, or a space shuttle, which seems like it would totally come in handy. Number 67. The characters Laserbeak, Rumble, and Ravage are a bit less formidable though, as they can transform into cassette tapes. Number 68. But if there's anyone who appreciates those three, it's Soundwave, who can transform into a micro cassette recorder. Number 69. It was shown to us in Transformers Super God Master Force, a Japanese animated series that debuted in 1988, that once a Transformer links to a human driver, they forever share a telepathic connection. Number 70. Headmasters had a subbed release for the show in America because the English dubs translated terribly, and they were thought to be too horrible for official release. Number 71. The Autobot Earth base is called Autobot City, and it transforms into Metroplex. Number 72. After the mid-1990s popularity of Japanese giant robot anime films like the Gundam series and Neon Genesis Evangelion, Hasbro relaunched the Transformers again for its 1996 Beast Wars series. They cut costs and changed toy designs drastically, making the 1984 line extremely rare by today's standards. Number 73. FIRRIB, or FIRIB, a saying most fans memorized, means Frenzy is red, Rumble is blue. It helped clear up the confusion once the toy line and cartoon versions of the characters switched colors. Number 74. Beast Wars, which premiered in 1996, is a continuation of the Generation 1 timeline, which reveals that Transformers actually failed to save humanity. Oh, that's a bummer. Number 75. The characters in Beast Wars are descendants of the Autobots and Decepticons that we all know and love. They're called the Maximals and the Predacons. Number 76. Bumblebee didn't make it into Beast Wars because Hasbro lost the rights to the name. Oh, bummer, dude. That's alright. You come back later. Number 77. Beast Wars Transformers won an Emmy for Outstanding Individual Achievement in Animation in 1997. Number 78. There were 2 Japan-only Beast Wars spin-offs, Beast Wars 2 and Beast Wars Neo. Number 79. Transformers Animated, which aired from 2007 to 2009, featured a very different art style than any of the previous shows, but it also brought back several voice actors from earlier Transformers series. Number 80. Bumblebee, in Transformers Animated, can't speak due to a damaged voice box, just like in the live-action movie. Number 81. Bumblebee's original design was a 1947-79 Volkswagen Beetle. This changed recently into a Camaro for the 2007 Michael Bay film because of the similarities shared with Herbie Fully Loaded, which came out just 2 years prior. Probably not not because Michael Bay just loves super fast cars. Number 82. Michael Bay is famous for his explosive movies, but that started long before Transformers. When he was a kid, he set his bedroom on fire with a firecracker while making a home movie. Number 83. Because of all of the explosions in the movies, the cameras were put in bulletproof boxes. Shia LaBeouf remarked that the cameras were better protected than the actors. More like Cry-LaBeouf. Am I right? Number 84. In the movies, Megan Fox's character very rarely wears a seatbelt. Strong Arm would not approve. Number 85. Steve Jablonsky is a composer for the Transformer films who also composed for the Amityville Horror and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Number 86. Speaking of music, the members of the 80s band Faith No More are big Transformers fans. In the song We Care a Lot, they say, "We care a lot about Transformers because there's more than meets the eye." Number 87. DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince also give Transformers a musical shout out when they sing that their DJ got turned into an Autobot. Number 88. Bryce Malek, the story editor from the original series, The Transformers, doesn't agree with the recent depiction of Optimus Prime in the Michael Bay movies. He believes Optimus should be portrayed as Abraham Lincoln, not someone who would brutally slay another as depicted in Transformers: Dark of the Moon. Number 89. Bumblebee is Steven Spielberg's favorite Transformer. Number 90. Over 500 cars were destroyed in the process of filming the movie Transformers: Dark of the Moon. Number 91. Over the first 3 movies, there were over 600 explosions! Wow, that's a lot. Boom! Number 92. The Transformers Prime miniseries, which aired in 2010, brought back both Frank Welker as Megatron and Peter Cullen as Optimus Prime. Number 93. Sumali Montano, who voices RC in Transformers Prime, also voices characters in Fallout 4, Dragon Age Inquisition, and Mass Effect 3. Number 94. The Transformer Slag underwent a name change due to the derogatory nature of the word in the United Kingdom. As of 2012, his name is now Slug. Number 95. The executive producer for the new Transformers Robots in Disguise show is Jeff Klein, who also worked on Jackie Chan Adventures and Dragon Tales. Number 96. Constance Zimmer, who voices Strong Arm, has also been in Grey's Anatomy, House of Cards, and Entourage. Number 97. Transformers Robots in Disguise, which debuted in 2015, Optimus Prime hands over his leadership role to Bumblebee, as well as his catchphrase,
Autobots, roll out!
Number 98. The Autobot Grimlock changes into a dinosaur instead of a car, because why not? Number 99. In their car forms, both Bumblebee and Sideswipe have scissor doors. This could just mean they're stylish, but I like to think they're fans of Back to the Future. Number 100. The voice of Bumblebee in Robots in Disguise is Will Friedle, who also voices Star-Lord in Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy show, and Ron Stoppable from Kim Possible. Number 101. Kari Payton, who voices Grimlock, was also the voice of Cyborg in Teen Titans. Number 102. There's also new Robots in Disguise comic series written by Georgia Ball, who has also written comics for DreamWorks, Scooby-Doo, and My Little Pony. Number 103. In the Ultimate Transformers Showdown, Optimus Prime was voted the fan favorite hero, with Bumblebee coming in second. Number 104. In the same contest, Megatron was voted the favorite villain. In the final bracket, Megatron lost to Optimus. Autobots win again. Number 105. Due to replica gun laws, it's actually illegal to import any gun-shaped Megatron toy to Australia. Number 106. You can also make your own Transformers comics on the Hasbro website. Number 107. On Amazon, you can buy the Transformers Movie 2 Cyber Slammer Battle Charger Optimus Prime toy, new for just over $5,000. Or you can get it used for about $20.
Thank you for watching, everyone. Fly Catbug Fly is now completely free to play on your iOS or Google Play device, so if you haven't checked it out, now's probably a pretty good time. And if you like this video, you might also enjoy 107 facts about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or 107 facts about Spider-Man. And until next time, remember, Frederator loves you.
Well, at the time I'm calling, it's currently my birthday, and I was hoping you'd put me in a video because, yeah, I'm also suggesting that you do 107 facts about sorry, hold on. What was that one show